Welcome to AbayaTrack. This is the cloud dashboard you open every morning to see how the factory is actually doing, not yesterday, not in a spreadsheet right now, and across every worker and every Abaya. I'm going to walk you through every section in about 5 minutes, so by the end, you'll know exactly where to look for what and what each number really means for your business. Let's go. When you sign in, this is the first thing you see. The header, top left, is just the brand AbayaTrack, CEO dashboard, global view. Top right, 2 tiny status lights. Syncing means the dashboard is talking to the cloud. You'll see it flicker every few seconds as fresh data arrives. The red live dot means a real-time connection is open. If the dot turns gray, you've lost the live feed and the numbers might be a few minutes old. Right under the brand, the factory clock. Factory day, the 21st of August, 2026, 9:04 p.m. This is anchored to Dubai time because that's the factory's working day. Even if you open the dashboard from London or India, this is the time that matters for the production line. Next line, status, open. That means we're inside the configured working hours. The floor should be running. If it says closed, the dashboard is showing you wrap-up data, not new sessions. The first big section is the production overview. 4 cards, all in a row, and these are the headline numbers for the day. Card 1, completed today, 31 units finished. This counts every session where a worker tapped finish. Not what they started, what they actually completed. Card 2, active workers. 15 people on the floor right now in the middle of a session. When this number drops to 0 during working hours, something is off. Either the floor is taking a break or there's a problem. Card 3, average cycle time. 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 39 seconds per unit. That's the average wall clock time from when a worker starts a step to when they finish it. A useful sanity check: if this climbs above 5 hours for a process, you probably have a bottleneck on that station. Card 4, efficiency score, 23%. This compares actual cycle time against your 45-minute target. Higher is better. Don't panic if it's not at 100%. Abaya work is naturally slow on some steps. What matters is the trend. If it drops week over week, the floor is slipping. Below the KPIs, the live active sessions list. This is the heart of the dashboard every worker currently mid-task. Each row shows their initials, their full name and employee code, their process, the Abaya code they're working on, and when they started the current step. On the right, 2 time readouts. The first, this step, in shift is the time they've spent on this specific step, capped to the configured working window so break time doesn't inflate it. The second total on item is how long this Abaya has been on the floor overall, summed across every worker who's touched it. 2 things to watch for here. First, if a this step time climbs past 4 or 5 hours, that worker is probably stuck. Ping them. Second, if total on item is past 130 hours for a standard Abaya, the Abaya has been on the floor too long. Flag it for follow-up. Before we go further, let's talk about time, because every number on the dashboard is a different way of counting how long work took. And once you understand this, the whole dashboard makes sense. Think of one Abaya. Let's call it Abaya number 1. It needs to visit 4 stations to be finished. Station 1 is the tailor. Station 2 is embroidery. Station 3 is the buttons. Station 4 is packaging. When a worker taps start on their tablet, a stopwatch starts. When they tap finish, the stopwatch stops. That little number, say 22 minutes, is called active time. It's just the time their hands were on the Abaya. Not the time they were eating lunch, not the time the Abaya was sitting in a pile waiting for the next station, just the time they were actually sewing. Now add up the 4 stopwatches, 22 plus 15 plus 8 plus 6, and you get 51 minutes. That's the total active time for that one Abaya across all 4 stations. It's the real amount of human work that went into it. The floor spent 51 minutes of human effort to make this Abaya. That's a useful number because it tells you what the Abaya is actually worth in labor. But here's the thing, that number is not the time the Abaya spent on the factory floor. The Abaya might have sat in a basket for 3 hours between station 1 and station 2 while the embroiderer was busy with another Abaya. So the elapsed time, wall clock time, from the very first start tap to the very last finish tap is much bigger. For our abaya, maybe 6 hours. That's how long the abaya was physically in the factory, even if only 51 minutes of that was real work. Why do we keep both numbers? Because they answer different questions. Active time answers how much human work did we put in. Elapsed time answers how long did the customer have to wait. The difference between them, the waiting time, tells you where abayas are getting stuck. If a station keeps handing off abayas that sit for hours before the next station picks them up, you have a bottleneck. Now, the dashboard shows you these numbers at every level. For one worker on one step, it's the time between their start and their finish taps. For one worker's whole day, it's the sum of every active time on every step they did that day, even if they switched between 5 different abayas. For one abaya across the whole factory, it's the sum of every active time every worker spent on it, plus the wall clock time from the first start to the last finish. For one process, say, all the embroidery work is the average active time per abaya in that station. For the whole factory today, it's the sum of every active time on every finished step today. For the whole factory this month, same thing, summed over 30 days. For the whole factory this year, summed over 365 days. One more thing. Sometimes a worker has a mishap, a thread breaks, the needle jams, they have to walk away for a phone call. We don't count that as work time, but we also don't punish them for it. The dashboard calls this the empathy tolerance, a small number of minutes per mishap that gets added back to the active time. So a worker who had bad luck doesn't look slower than they really are. You won't see this in the regular cards, but it shows up in the monthly report under tolerance credited and adjusted full time. Think of it as a life happens buffer, small, fair, and only kicks in when something genuinely went wrong. So 5 numbers to remember. Active time, the stopwatch, hands on the work. Elapsed time, the wall clock, abaya in the factory. Per worker day, sum of that worker's stopwatches that day. Per abaya, sum of every worker's stopwatch on that abaya, plus the wall clock from first start to last finish. Per process, per day, per month, per year. The same idea, just grouped differently. Once these click, every other number on the dashboard is just one of these 5, looked at through a different lens. Now the part that actually answers the question, what happened? The executive reports panel. 2 filters, then 5 report types, and a singular day report. First filter, the date picker. Leave it empty and the reports show today. Pick any past date and the reports rescope to that day every number on the page, the KPIs, the live list, all of it. Today's clock stays in the header so you never lose context. Second filter, pick a person. Drop down shows every employee on the roster with their process. Select someone, then tap the blue Show Their Day button. A modal opens with that person's full day report, what they started, what they finished, how long each step took, and a 14-day history strip so you can see whether the pick day is normal for them or an outlier. Click any day in the strip to jump to that day. There's a Send via WhatsApp button on every report so you can forward a summary in one tap. Now this is the part that actually answers what did one person do today. Pick a person from the drop-down, the roster is pulled from the cloud, so anyone who's ever scanned in shows up. Tap Show Their Day. A modal opens with everything that happened on the day you picked, how many units they finished, how long they worked in total, and how much of that is still in progress right now. Below that, the 14-day history strip. Each day is a green card showing the units and the time. The brighter the green, the more they did. Click any day to jump straight to that day. There's a Send via WhatsApp button on every modal one tap. The whole report goes to your phone. At the very bottom, 2 more tools, Process and Garment Analytics. Pick a time window factory day, this week, this month, this year, and tap Open Analytics. A modal opens with the slowest processes, the fastest workers, and per step breakdowns. Use this when you suspect a station is dragging the whole line. Garment trace. Paste an item code or an internal Abaya ID, same one you'd see in the catalog, and tap Trace Garment. The dashboard walks you through every step that Abaya has been through, who worked on it, and how long each step took. The fastest way to answer where is Abaya X right now? And that's the whole dashboard. 3 things to remember. The 4 KPI cards are your morning health check, The live active sessions list is where you catch stuck workers in real time. And the date picker at the top of executive reports means every number on the page can be re-asked for any past day. The system is designed so that the answer to almost any question is at most 2 clicks away. If you ever get stuck, open a session and just start clicking. Nothing here is destructive. Welcome aboard. And that's the whole dashboard. 3 things to remember. The 4 KPI cards are your morning health check, the live active sessions list is where you catch stuck workers in real time, and the date picker at the top of executive reports means every number on the page can be re-asked for any past day. The system is designed so that the answer to almost any question is at most 2 clicks away. If you ever get stuck, open a session and just start clicking. Nothing here is destructive. Welcome aboard.